Yes, the merger date is finally announced, guys. All right. I don't think you can see it. I finally know how these are called. Streamers. So just like me. Anyway, yes, we have a merger date on the 13th of June. So in about 2 weeks, we'll talk about the ASI merger, about the announcement, about everything you need to know there, like what to do now, what to do with your tokens, what to do when you hold your tokens on an exchange, on a decentralized exchange, on your own wallet, and about all of these things. We also calculate how the conversion rates are looking like. And then at the end, we'll also look a little bit at the newest OpenAI drama, because the drama doesn't stop over there. And yeah, we'll go through all of that. But before we do that, welcome to each and every one of you, 8 people watching already. Happy that you are here. Happy that we finally have a date. Yes, we're all happy about that. I made a poll in the chat, so you maybe want to participate. What coins are you holding? Are you holding FET? Are you holding AGIX? Are you holding Ocean? Or are you holding multiple tokens? Let me know. And I totally forgot to look at the poll I made last week, where it was about a NewNet video. About 60 people said, yes, we want to, 60% of people said, yes, we want a NewNet video. So yeah, we will have a NewNet video, probably next week or the week after that. Source, what do you mean with source? The source of the merger is the official ASI Alliance Twitter account and the official ASI Alliance website. And of course, also the official ASI Alliance Telegram account, which I would all recommend you join, because there's a lot of information in there. And there are also a lot of people who don't quite know what's going on. So we'll look at all of that. But first of all, let's go to the official announcement, which is right, where is it? It's right over here. Let me put myself down here. And here we are. It's the official ASI Alliance Twitter account, right? This is the right one. You know it's the right one because it's followed by Ridge Bio, by SingularityNet, and by all the other ones. So if you find someone with a blue check mark that is not followed by all the other ones, by SingularityNet, by NewNet, by Fetch, by Ocean, then it's not the right one. This here is the right one, okay? And it finally has a blue check mark. And yesterday, Ben Goertzel said in the Telegram group, we'll maybe have an announcement soon. He also said that he loves, of course, wants open communication and everything, but it's a 3-way merger. There are a lot of legal things to consider. It's very complicated, so they could not really communicate that much. But he said, yes, we probably can announce something very soon. And then this morning, we got the eyes. We got the eyes here. Where are the eyes? We got, yeah, the eyes, right? 8 hours ago, we got the eyes. And then just a few hours later, we got the official announcement. Yes, the ASI merger is going to happen on June 13th, which is my lucky number, 13. So I'm very happy about that. Yes, it's official. It's going to happen. June 13th is the date of the merger. Are you excited? Are you happy? I am very excited about this one. Really have been looking forward to that one for a long time. Let's head over to the website here. If I can find it, that is. Too many tabs. I think this is it? Yes, it is, but it's not the right site that I wanted to show. But you already know that. Bear with me for just a moment. That should be it. All right, and here we are at the official website of the ASI Alliance. It's looking pretty bland because I don't have a full marketing colorization and fonts and everything. They don't have that developed yet. They're working on that. But yeah, it's looking pretty bland. But here, Super Intelligence Alliance, superintelligence.io is the official website. And here we have it. Fetch AI, Ocean Protocol, and SingularityNet finalized merger details to create the ASI Alliance. As of June 11th, 2024, FET will be renamed to ASI. And on June 13th, the merger completes. So already on June 11th, the FET token will be renamed. As we all know, the FET token, which is native to the Cosmos chain, has a hard fork, gets a hard fork. into the ASI token. So it will be renamed to ASI, which will happen on the 11th. And then on the 13th, the tools, the merger contracts will be live, and you will be able to convert, to swap your AGIX and Ocean tokens to ASI. As you can see here, as of June 11th, ERC20 tokens will be made available for users to swap to FET. So since FET is native to the Cosmos blockchain on the Ethereum blockchain, so as ERC20 token, you will still need to interact with the merger contract, with the swap tool. Important disclaimer, don't get scammed. Only use links from official websites, only use official tools from this website, superintelligence.io, or from the Twitter account, the verified Twitter accounts. I will also post the links in my community wall, probably, and in video descriptions, but always double and triple check. Don't let yourself get scammed. And then via token merger contract, followed by AGIX and Ocean on June 13th to swap via token merger contract. So yes, we have the official announcement. It's going to happen on June 13th. So waiting is finally over. And let's look now at everything that you need to know, that you need to do. What is going on? What do you have to pay attention to? So let's start with what happens to my tokens on centralized exchanges. If you have tokens on a centralized exchange, no action is needed. And this has been clearly communicated right from the start. So there are some people in the Telegram group, in the official ASI Telegram group, who say, why wasn't this communicated? This announcement is incomplete. Well, man, it has been communicated since months now that on a centralized exchange, such as Binance, Crypto.com, Phemex, whatever it is, you don't have to do anything. Your tokens will be swapped automatically. Whatever tokens you have on there will be swapped, and then at one point you will have, instead of AGIX, Ocean, or the FET token, you will have the ASI token on the exchange. So no action is needed from you. Now, what happens if you hold your tokens in your wallet? Then you have to interact with the merger contracts. So, but sticking with exchanges for a second here, when an exchange has converted all old tokens, the ticker will be retired from the exchange. So this is important. If anyone accidentally sends the old tokens to an exchange after the conversion event, we cannot guarantee that the tokens will be available or converted to ASI. So if you're planning to send your tokens to an exchange, if you don't want to go through the hassle of interacting with the merger contract yourself, and you plan to send your tokens to an exchange, do that right now, right? Do it now, and then you wait till the 13th, or you do it in a couple of days, but you do it before the 11th. You do it before the 11th, ideally a day before, something like that, or earlier, so you can be sure it's there in time. And after the 11th, you don't send any tokens anymore to the exchange, because after that, it is not guaranteed that your tokens will reach the exchange and that you will keep your tokens. Because what might happen is that all tokens get converted and then the contracts get retired and your token doesn't properly reach the exchange and you lose your token. So if you want to send your token to exchange for conversion, do it now, do it in the next couple of days. And then after that, you can get it off the exchange as soon as it has been converted. Or you maybe want to keep it there, who knows. All right. Now, what happens if you hold your tokens in your wallet? It also says it down here. If you hold your tokens in your own wallet, that is MetaMask, that is Ledger, that is any wallet that you may hold your tokens in, you will need to interact with the merger contract. As I already said, don't get scammed. Be very careful here. Only use official links from official sites and officially verified channels, right? Double check, triple check. Very important, there's no rush. If you ever feel you are rushed, if you ever feel anything is time sensitive, slow down, especially right now. It's a scam. There's nothing time sensitive here. Nothing is time sensitive. The merger contracts are live from the 11th and then from the 13th for AGIX and Ocean, but you have for the rest of your entire life to convert the tokens. Okay, there's no rush. The merger contracts are live indefinitely, and the exchange rates are fixed. So nothing changes. You're not losing anything, nothing, if you convert on the 13th or if you convert on the 13th in the year 2030. It doesn't matter, right? Nothing changes. The contracts are live indefinitely. So don't be rushed, chill out. Also, one thing to mention here, yes, if you interact with the merger contracts on Ethereum, you will have to pay the gas fees for that. That's unfortunately you have to pay to play. That's it. If you say, hey, the gas fees are too expensive for me, there's no rush. If you're a long-term holder, just keep holding your tokens until the gas fees are less expensive. Maybe until the next bear market or until Ethereum doesn't have high gas fees anymore, right? You can hold them. You have time for the rest of your life, especially if you're a long-term holder. Don't feel that there's a rush. You can just hold your Fetch tokens, your AGIX tokens, your Ocean tokens. You can just sit off them for a year, for 10 years, and then you can convert them to ASI whenever you want to, because the exchange rates, again, they are fixed. And we'll look at how that looks like, and we'll calculate that in just a moment. Good. Now, if you hold your tokens on a decentralized exchange, on a DEX, such as Uniswap or whatever decentralized exchanges there are, if you hold them there, you should pull out your liquidity as soon as possible. So from today, ideally you already have done it, but pull out your liquidity, right? Get your tokens out there. You should do that ASAP. Get your tokens out of decentralized exchanges so you have them back in your wallet. SingularityNet, Fetch AI, and Ocean will hold their tokens on the DEXs for a pretty long time. They said until, I believe, 95. Actually, we can look at the website. Actually, they should say it at the website. So let's just go there and have a look. So, general questions. Do I need to do anything to make sure what are the tokens? What happens when it's on an exchange? When are these tokens merging? Maybe here. Duration tokens, access staked, an exchange. What does this mean? Yeah, anyway, I cannot find it right now. Somewhere here it says it, but I believe 95%, until 95% of the liquidity has been pulled out, then the three companies will start to pull out their liquidity. So you have time to pull out your liquidity, but start pulling it out now, right? Start pulling it out now. SingularityNet, Fetch AI, and Ocean will be the last ones to start pulling out the liquidity on the DEXs, but you still should start pulling out your liquidity ASAP if you hold your tokens on a decentralized exchange. Right. And if you have any questions, please let me know any questions in the comments. I am here to answer anything, obviously, to the best of my knowledge. I am not part of any team or anything. I'm just an enthusiast, but yeah, let me know your questions. So I believe these are the most important things. We have talked about the exchanges. We have talked about you can work for the rest of your life. Is there anything else that's important? I don't think so. So let's go to a calculation example. If I can think of anything else that's important, we'll go into that. But let us go to a whiteboard here. Let us go to a whiteboard here. And let's say you hold $100 worth of FET. You hold also $100 worth of AGIX, and you also hold $100 worth of Ocean. You hold $100 worth of all of these tokens. What will now happen? How much will these tokens be worth after the conversion took place? What do we need to do here? So the very first thing we need to find out, $100 worth, how many tokens are there, right? How many tokens are $100 worth of FET? For that, we just head over to CoinGecko. I will just do that here behind the scenes, so I don't have to swap the tabs all the time. So it's currently worth $2.24. So $100 worth of FET would be let's write here. Actually, you can do it like this. Let's write here tokens, $100 worth of Fed would be 44.6 tokens, $100 worth of AGIX. And you always need to know how many tokens you have. Obviously, you know that, but we want to use a $100 example here. 0.333. That would be 107.4 tokens. No, 0.1. Excuse me, 0.1 tokens currently. And Ocean would be, that's not Ocean. You get the worth of that on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. I hope you all know that. 377 would be 106.6 tokens. It's kind of ugly, but I hope you know what I'm talking about here. Good. Now, how many ASI tokens will you get now? Well, for that, we use a fixed conversion rate. Since the conversion rate between Fed and ASI is 1-to-1, you will get 44.6 ASI tokens. So let's write ASI over here. Because Fed has a conversion rate of 1-to-1. Now the conversion rate of AGIX is roughly 0.433. So we take that times 0.433, and then we get 46.37 tokens. And for Ocean, we do the exact same thing. We take the 106.6 times 0.433. It's a little bit, it's 0.433215, something like that. Doesn't really matter that much, right? It doesn't make that much of a difference. So you get 46.16 ASI tokens. Now I'm running out of space here, so let us zoom out a little bit. That's stupid. I cannot. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So what now is the worth of the ASI token? As of today, the worth of the ASI token would be $2.24 as of right now, because the ASI token has the worth of Fed. So that means you will have, for Fed 1-to-1, you will have exactly your $100 back in Fed because it's 1-to-1. And for the other ones, you now take your 46.37 times the current price of Fed, which would be 2.24. So you would have 103.9 roughly, 0.9 US dollars. So you would make 3.9 US dollars of a surplus. And you take your 46.16, 44.16 times 0. Times 2.24, the current price of Fed again, and you would have $103.4 roughly. So you see there's a slight fluctuation, but the prices remain relatively stable. So this huge outcry of, oh, this is so unfair for the token holders, and why is this conversion rate so unfair? You can see it's relatively stable, man. This is very, very good. It's very stable. This is nothing more than normal market price fluctuation. So yes, you maybe make a slight surplus, but we'll see how that looks like in about 2 weeks. This is how you can calculate how that will look like for you. But yeah, it's nothing more than a slight market price fluctuation. And this is how the conversion looks like. All right. Does that make sense to all of you? Does that make sense to all of you? Good. Let me look into the, all right. 53% are holding Fed. 33% are holding Agent. Not one single person here holds Ocean, or if you hold multiple. So if you hold multiple, so a few of you maybe hold Ocean tokens, but not one single person here holds only Ocean. Anyway, Oh, by the way, hi, Judy. Hi, Judy. I told you last week, if I see you this week again, then I will make you into a moderator. So I'll make you into a moderator right now. All right. So my OGs here on the channel all become moderators, so they can see each other. Good. Yeah, let's see. I personally only hold AGIX because this is my absolute favorite project. Well, now the ASI Alliance obviously is my absolute favorite project, and I'm really hyped about the merger and that the date is finally announced. Now, there are so many flamers, and I know all of you here, you're cool, and you say, yes, merger, nice. There are still a lot of flamers, and we all need to understand that this is a tech company, and this was not just a tech company, this was a merger of 3 tech companies. If you look at any tech companies, may that be Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, or whoever it is, when they give timelines, they are almost never met, okay? Timelines are almost never met. They're a rough estimate. And this is like they estimated, yes, maybe we aim for the beginning of May, but we'll look at May, and now it's at the 13th of June. Like, this is about 1 month later. This is freaking great. Like, this is no, oh God, why do you give a timeline and then 1 month delay? This is horrible. This is so unprofessional. No, this is just normal. This is how tech companies work. Like, you see this within any tech company. It's definitely not unprofessional. Well, the communication could have been a little bit more open, but also, as Ben Goertzel stated in the Singularity Net Telegram, it's very complex. There are many companies and parties involved, also many exchanges. So you cannot just communicate and blurb something out. It needs to be coordinated between all of them, okay? So yeah, this delay, I don't see that as an issue at all. In fact, I'm actually pretty hyped about that it's so close to the actual date they announced, because if you really thought that they would meet that date, or if you really were like, yes, 100% they need to meet this date, and if not, I am jumping the boat and I'm getting really panicked, then you're maybe wrong in crypto. Yeah, and when it comes to that, let me address the chat real quick. Look at the chat real quick, and then we look at another thing here. Hello, hey there, Julie. I sold all of them because they have a bad marketing and PR, and for this bull run, the potential of X that ASI can make is just too little. Maybe I buy back in the next bear market I have bought. Well, I think I just addressed your concern just a second ago. You never have seen it and looked at any major big tech company, probably. I mean, I can understand it to some degree, but again, it's a complex issue. There are many companies involved, also many exchanges involved. You cannot blurb something out. It's a tech company. Look at any announcement from any tech company ever. Timelines are just almost never met. It is just normal. I have bought them very late at a too high price. Yeah, that's also right. It's always good to buy them when they are lower. But then at the same time, we are right now, the bull run, while the bull run did start already, it did not really fully start. At the end, we'll look at Bitcoin and the price and how that develops, but we have just been through the halving. So the bull run really picks up pace in a couple of months. So they still have a lot of room to run. And especially since the market cap is so high now, well, it maybe does not that much of access, but it attracts more big money. Sub chat, hi all, 13 next month, nice. Hi there, Brandon. Nice to see you around. Good. Another thing that I wanted to look at, actually, let me one thing that I just thought about, say one thing beforehand. This is one thing that you always still need to look at your specific exchange where you hold your tokens on, especially if you have any futures contracts open. If you trade futures, this is not on the ASI Alliance. If you trade futures, this is just on the exchange what will happen there. So you need to see at the look at the announcement of your exchanges, what happens to the futures contracts. I believe probably the most sense would make that they need to be closed by the 11th, because after that, right, the tokens get merged. But for futures contracts, you need to see what your specific exchange is saying about that. Again, this is nothing that the ASI Alliance has anything to do with. This is on the exchanges, what they are doing with the future contracts. Good. But yeah, the one thing that I wanted to look at is this poll here that I made just yesterday. I made this poll. 46 people participated, which I think is pretty cool. And as you can see here, I asked, still not having any updates from the ASI Alliance is not an issue, slightly annoying, pissing me off, or making me panic. I specifically want to address these people here that say making me panic. Not a lot, which I'm happy about, 4%, but if this slight delay is making you panic, and I don't want to call you out, don't want to be rude or mean or anything, but I'm just really concerned about you, because if this is making you panic, like seriously panic, you are maybe wrong in crypto. You're maybe wrong in crypto because in crypto you need patience, right? I know we all think, oh, we are going to get rich quick. If this is your mindset, you are likely going to lose a lot of your investment. You need to be patient with projects, because what people do is they jump around. They jump around because other projects pump, and they jump there and they just end up losing. They don't sell soon enough. They think, oh, we can go more exit, and then they right back down, all this kind of stuff. So if you're not chilled and calm about this, and if you panic about these things, go into yourself a little bit, do a bit more research, maybe even get my crypto beginners tutorial. You can find that in the link in the description, where I talk about important things about how to interact with the market, how to think about crypto cycles and all things like that. But if you're in the category of panicking, then yeah, you probably should do a little bit more research, just so you don't lose any of your investments and make actually money here in crypto. Now, pissing me off, again, I can understand that to some degree, but at the same time, I already talked about that before. It's a very complicated process. Delays are very normal for big tech companies. The slight delay, I mean, we got an update in May, so I don't even really see a big delay. There could have been a bit more communication, but at the same time, it's also a lot to coordinate with many different parties that are all involved in this. Slightly annoying, which were the most of you, and I probably would also fall into this camp, that I was slightly a little bit annoyed. I mean, at least they could have said, hey, we cannot make an update right now because it's complicated, but you will get an update in due time. But anything like that, even an update that there is not an update, but in due time there will be an update, would have been great, right? So I was also slightly annoyed by that. I would agree with you here. Not an issue. You have my deep, deep respect. You are amazing people. You are the most chill people in the universe, and you will probably do very, very well in crypto and with the ASI Alliance. But I fully understand everybody fully that was slightly annoyed, because, again, as I said, I would have expected at least an announcement that there will not be an announcement, or that it's complicated, anything like that. Pissing me off. You maybe need to chill out a little bit more, and making me panic. You probably should do a little bit of research so you are safe. And I'm really just saying that out of concern for your invested money, so that you're safe and that you don't lose any tokens. All right, good. Then, as we are here on my channel, another thing, last week I told you about the video that I uploaded about small language models. It had like 60 views, and I told you, hey, could you go over there? Because when my audience goes over there and likes it and watches it, it tells the YouTube algorithm, hey, this is a great video, let's show it to more people. And what do you know? Now it has 1,000 views. So thank you for all of you going over there. That worked out pretty well. It got pushed out to more people. So much love to all of you. Could you also now do that with the new video where I talk about AGI, unpacking AGI, what constitutes true general intelligence? Especially when you're interested in the ASI Alliance, is probably an interesting video for you, because AGI has become kind of a buzzword. Everybody is throwing around the word AGI. But what does AGI actually mean? When do we know that we have achieved AGI? I talk about different definitions of AGI and my thoughts in this video. So this could be pretty interesting for some of you. And I would love you to go over there and watch it, so the algorithm maybe pushes us out to even more people. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good. Cheers, dude. Thank you for the stream. You're most welcome, Brandon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here so consistently, mate. I invested the money in Turbo. Okay, let's hope that turbocharges your access. ASI could be easy 100 euros in the future. Well, yeah, in the future. Actually, let's look at that. Why not? We are here and talking about ASI, so let's look at that. We'll be top AI company, I think. I mean, there are big AI companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, Google. Maybe it's a little bit far-fetched to say that the ASI Alliance will outshine Microsoft and companies like that. But who knows, right? If the approach really kicks in and if Hyperon really becomes an AGI at one point, then we can see very, very crazy things. But yeah, if we talk about can the ASI token reach 100 euros or 100 US dollars, let's look at that actually. Let's get over here to CoinGecko and let's do a few calculations here. What would it need for ASI to reach $100? Which is a crazy price. So the ASI token will have the price of Fetch. Fetch will be rebranded to ASI. So this is basically our ASI token. I made a video once, the market cap wasn't updated. Now the market cap is updated, so I don't do the same mistake again. What we always need to keep in mind is that the price directly is correlated with the market cap. So if the price doubles, if the price of let's just say for the sake of the argument, Fetch right now is $2. And the market cap is 5 billion. Okay, I know it's 5.6, so it's just a rough estimate here. Okay, bear with me here. It's just easier to understand if we make a rough estimate. Let's say the price of Fetch AI is $2 and the market cap right now is 5 billion. What needs to happen so that the price of Fetch AI doubles to $4? What needs to happen for that? Well, the market cap needs to double. The market cap needs to double to 10 billion. So 5 billion market cap means there is a total amount of 5 billion US dollars invested in Fetch AI right now across the entire planet. Of all the people that have invested money in Fetch AI, there's a total of $5 billion invested in that. For Fetch AI to double in price from $2 to $4, there would need to be another 5 billion that goes into that token. Now again, our Fetch token is basically our ASI token. So what does need to happen so that ASI reaches $100? What would that be? That would be a 50x, right? A 50x from $2 to $100. What would need to happen? Well, the market cap would need to have a 50x. So that would be from 5 billion to 250 billion US dollars. Am I right? I believe I'm right. Yeah? 250 billion US dollars, which is a lot, right? Which is a lot. So let's look at our top cryptocurrencies here. Let's look at our top cryptocurrencies here. We have Bitcoin with 1.3 trillion. 1.3 trillion. So in regards to that, there's a lot of room to grow. Ethereum has 450 trillion. So basically double of what ASI would need to reach to get to $100. Okay, but this is Ethereum. And as you can see, Ethereum and Bitcoin are basically in their own categories when you look at how far they are away from all the other tokens. Now, the next serious token we have here, Tether, doesn't count. It's a stablecoin. It's BNB with 90 billion. So for the ASI token to reach $100, it would basically need triple the amount of money that is in BNB. Is that realistic? Well, maybe at one point, right? Is it realistic for this bull run? I am not so sure about that. One thing that we can do to have a rough estimate, because we know when the bull run gets crazy, it gets bananas. It gets bananas completely out of control, and things can happen that are, well, pretty crazy. So what can we do to have a rough estimate here, what happens? Well, we can go over to our coin market cap and to our historical snapshots. And we can look at the height of the last bull run. So we are in cryptocurrency historical snapshots, and the height of the last bull run was around about 2021, November 14th, 21, 21st, somewhere here. Let's go to 14th of November in 2021. At the height of the last bull run, we had a market cap of BNB of, well, 108 billion, of Ethereum of 547 billion. So you can see it was even just slightly higher than right now. Now, but this is interesting because when was the last halving? Actually, let me Google that. When was the last halving? Halving BTC. When was the last halving? Or does anyone know when the last halving was out of the top of their head? It was in May 2020. So let's go over to the snapshots and let's have 100 billion in mind for BNB. And then let's go over to, what did I say? May 11th, 2020. We keep our 100 billion in mind and we go over to 2020, May 11th. So we have here May 9th. This is, oh no, 2020 we want to be. May 10th, even better. There we had BNB. Further down here, a lot further down here. Where do we even have BNB? There we have BNB. 2. Okay, this is freaking insane. 2 billion. BNB from the date of the BTC halving to the height of the bull run went up from 2 billion to 100 billion. So it made a 50x basically, which is what we want for the ASI token. And as you can see here, BNB was already in the top 8. Now, we need to take into account that when more money comes in, the access something can get lower. So I wouldn't, it's possible. Let's say it is possible that we reach these 100 US dollars for the ASI tokens at the height of the bull run. It's possible, but I don't think it's probable. I think what is probable, or what we maybe can reach, would be maybe 50 US dollars, even though I think that would be crazy as well. But only if ASI Alliance really puts out a working model, a working LLM, not LLM, but a working AI or even AGI model that can draw a lot of users in. If they put out that, I can see how it maybe even reaches $50 or maybe even beyond that in this bull run. I mean, as we have seen, from the point of the halving to the height of the last bull run, BNB made a 50x. Right? So, and it was already top 8. Fed is right now, I think 24. There are diminishing returns. But I mean, we could maybe see a 20x still or 10x. Still, this is crazy to think about, and I don't want anyone. This is important, okay? Let me look you into the eye for that. This is important. I don't want anyone here sitting on the ASI tokens, and ASI makes a 10x, and you sit on your tokens, or ASI makes a 5x, and you sit on your tokens, and you think, no, I don't take profits. I wait till we make a 50x. That's just insane. That would just be insanity. You need to take profits, okay? And if you don't know how to take profits properly, get my get my crypto beginners course. You can get that in the link in the description. There I walk you through an approach how to take profits properly, how to make a plan for that, things like that. I don't want anyone here get wrecked because you think, hey, this weird guy with a German accent told me that we maybe get a 20x, so I just hold my tokens. No. First of all, everything I say here is just based on my own ignorance. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just making rough estimates. This is not financial advice. You should listen to me when making your financial decisions. You should do your own research and then do what you think is best for your own goals and your own approach. I am not you. I don't have your capital. I don't have your goals. So don't listen to me there. Take it as an input that you take with many other inputs together to make your own educated decision, okay? So please don't sit on your ASI tokens when they make an 18x and you think, no, I want a 20x, and you don't take any profit, and then you write it all back down to 0. Don't do that to yourself. And I have to warn you, because this is what happens for most people Really, 80 to 90% of people who are in crypto do exactly that. They sit on the tokens, they write it up, they think it goes up further, they don't take profits, and then write it all back down. Don't be that person, okay? Please don't be that person. Good. No questions for the merger. You all know what's going on. You all are happy. You don't have any questions about maybe what you should do now. I'm happy with any questions. Okay, there are no dumb questions. Please, you can ask me the same question a million times in a row. If you're not sure what to do with your tokens, if you're not sure what to do, if you don't know what a centralized exchange is, I had these questions. It's okay. Ask me. Okay, before you don't know what you're doing, please ask me. Okay. Just be careful out there and don't fall for scammers. I am making good profits this run. Hopefully, all in chat too. All right. Yeah, great to hear that. Great to hear that. I already, because I bought in the depth of the bear market, I already have my investment back out, and now everything is just riding up and a bonus, which is pretty cool and a very very comfortable position to be in. If you're not in this position yet, you have the next bear market to accumulate, and right now you also still have quite a lot of time, probably. Good. So we talked about that. We talked about this. We even looked at the historical snapshot. All right. So again, any questions about the merger, about the ASI Alliance, anything that's unclear, let me know. I will answer that obviously for the rest of the stream. But until we get there, let's dive into a few stories here. First of all, into this here from SingularityNet, which obviously is one part of the huge merger. So this new blog post here. What happens when AI surpasses human intelligence? Which hopefully will happen in the next, well, decade. Let's say that. Good. So first of all, what does even singularity? What does the word singularity mean? Ultimately, in the world of AI, the singularity refers to a hypothetical future point where technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. This concept is often linked to the emergence of super-intelligent AI that vastly surpasses human intelligence. Right? This is the singularity, the development of ASI, basically, an intelligence that vastly surpasses human intelligence. Now, this year was quite interesting. Probably some of you have heard about this analogy before, but it's always amazing and fascinating to think about that. To grasp the magnitude of this transition, consider the timeline of human existence. If Earth were created just 1 year ago, if Earth were created just 1 year ago, right, were formed just 1 year ago, humans would have appeared only 10 minutes ago. Only 10 minutes ago on the historical landscape. And the Industrial Revolution, the Industrial Era, would have begun just 2 seconds ago. So humans, the first Homo sapien, would have appeared 10 minutes ago, and the Industrial Revolution would have appeared 2 seconds ago. So it's amazingly fascinating to think about how long humans have been on this planet. First of all, how old this planet is. How long have humans been on this planet for? And then how short of this time technology has developed, like modern technology from the Industrial Revolution on only 2 seconds ago. Okay? And in these 2 seconds, from having the first like steam machine till today, 2 seconds, and now we are just about to develop AGI. And just imagine how much more this accelerates. How crazily much more this accelerates once we actually develop AGI. It's just mind-boggling. So the development of technology really looks like this. It's absolutely crazy and freaking amazing, obviously. This brief moment in time has been seen as an unprecedented acceleration in technological advancement, and it has primarily been driven by our cognitive capabilities. And once we have AGI and even ASI, our cognitive abilities are outshone. What do you say? Outshined? Outshone? Someone else outshines our cognitive abilities, right? The ASI outshines our cognitive abilities by a long shot. And just imagine what development, technological development, how much it will accelerate then. Mind-boggling. This is interesting here. Surveys of leading AI experts suggest a 50% probability that human-level machine intelligence will be achieved between 2040 and 2050. Now, SingularityNet CEO Dr. Ben Goertzel believes it may even be sooner than that, but this also gives a good perspective, right? Many people are saying, oh, we'll have AGI tomorrow. We will have AGI next year. I think that's a little bit naive. I mean, it might be possible, what do I know? But if we look at this, 50% of leading AI scientists, experts think it's probably between 2040 and 2050. It's not that simple. LLMs are much further away from AGI as some people may think. So yeah, we'll see. I believe probably from what I have seen from the research I have done, I believe probably in the next decade. Dr. Ben Goertzel, I think, believes in the next 3 to 5 years. We'll see, right? In the end, we'll see. Of course, we all hope that whenever it happens, we all hope that the ASI Alliance will be the first ones doing it. Because especially when we take this into account, the technological acceleration that happens when AGI and then ASI is achieved, the company that achieves AGI will have such an advantage over every other company that this is probably a huge, the winner takes it all scenario. So we all hope it will be decentralized and democratized. So if you just hold your token, I hope my token price goes up, please be aware that there's a lot more behind that. And quite frankly, there's actually a lot in stake for all of humanity here. Okay. To have it decentralized and democratized and not in the hands of big tech companies. So yes, we all love the fundamentals and we all are wholeheartedly supporters of the ASI Alliance because of that. Once AI surpasses human intelligence, it will no longer be constrained by the limitations of the human brain. A super intelligent AI could potentially develop technologies at an unprecedented rate, including cures for diseases, space colonization, and even uploading of human consciousness into machines, whatever. Enjoy my German accent here. Now, pretty cool points. Of course, there are many more points that you can make. I personally believe space colonization is probably the most out there. I don't see how space colonization is possible, frankly. Maybe at one point we will have a base on the moon. If we are lucky, maybe even on Mars. But this is a huge topic, and also filled with many buzzwords, especially with Elon Musk, who says, oh yes, we want to be an interplanetary species and things like that. I think many people don't understand how complicated it actually is to colonize space, right? It first of all starts with lower gravity. What do you think happens to the human body if the human body is in a lower gravity environment for a longer period of time? We have immense muscle decline. Our body is not designed to be in an environment with a different gravity than Earth. So this is a huge problem that no one has a real idea how to address that, right? You will need to make sports like crazy to kind of keep up with the right muscle mass that you need to be a functional human being. Aside from that, the cosmic radiant. On Earth, we have an atmosphere that keeps us safe from a lot of cosmic radiance that we don't have in space, right? And especially if we go on the moon, it's already, I mean, even if you're on a plane, you get more radiance than when you're here on the ground. When you go to the moon, it's already high. When you go to Mars, it's crazy. You will have so much exposure to cosmic radiance. I don't see how this is assumed. Well, but again, if we have an ASI, who knows? Maybe an ASI might solve that. I just talked about this because I think this is interesting. Maybe you're not interested, so let's go further with ASI. This potentially comes with significant risks, right? If we have an ASI with so much more intelligence than humans, it obviously also comes with potential risks. The primary concern is that a super intelligent AI could pursue goals that are misaligned with human values. For instance, and this could happen, right? If we have Probably not if we have a super intelligence, because the super intelligence would figure out that these things are not good for humans. But if we have just an AGI that is developed with a certain purpose, so like this here, for instance, if an AI tasked with making humans smile, right, with making humans smile, sounds innocent, but it might resort to extreme measures, like manipulating facial muscles directly, right? My task is to make humans smile. So I just flash a smile in humans' faces, right? Who knows? Similarly, an AI programmed to solve complex problems might prioritize its goals over human welfare, leading to unintended and possibly catastrophic outcomes. So what can we do there? The focus must be on creating AI that is fundamentally safe and aligned with human interests from the outset. Right? If you put safeguards in place and things like that, yes, this is all good, and we for sure should do that for developing AI. But the most important thing is that it's fundamentally aligned with human value. That's also why longevity research, which is what the ASI Alliance is really pushing forward as one of the first use cases for Hyperon, is such a great fundamental use case for developing AGI, because human longevity is fundamentally very much aligned with human ethics and values. And if you train a developing AI, AGI, and human values like that, then it is fundamentally, or has a way greater chance to be fundamentally aligned with human values and ethics. So decentralized AI and AGI involves distributing control and decision-making across multiple nodes, enhancing robustness, security, transparency, while promoting democratization and innovation. And I think these are great and amazing points, and also shows why decentralized AGI can be such a great chance for humanity to develop something truly valuable for all of us. Because when you develop it in a decentralized, democratized way, you have a huge capacity for innovation and knowledge, right? You don't just have a few brains in a tech company. You basically have all of humanity available to you. Obviously, not everybody will choose to participate, but still, theoretically, you have the brain power of all of humanity available to you when you develop decentralized AGI, available for innovation, for safety, for all of these things, for more robustness in the development. So yeah, very hyped about the future of the ASI Alliance and where all of this is going to go. Alrighty. Healthcare will improve massively. Yes, I think also this is one of the best benefits that we have when we develop AI and AGI, that healthcare has the potential to improve massively. That's also one reason why it's important to develop it decentralized, because a centralized company always has one goal: making profit. And we'll get to a story of OpenAI later on, which just shows this in a hilarious way. And we are already nearing the top of the hour, so I speed it up a little bit. But then again, hey, today's the day of the announcement, so we might go over time, right? Let's hang out a little bit more because we're all hyped. We're all hyped. Yes, the ASI Alliance. Oh, I have another one of these. So let's make another one of these. Yeah. Okay, this is a bit embarrassing. Here you can see it didn't come out. Yay! ASI Alliance. So we have the date. Okay. Good. Let's hang out and have a party today. So interesting. Yes, it is fascinating, right? It's fascinating. Good. Yeah. So when we develop in a decentralized way with all the innovation potential and decrematized potential of a decentralized developed AGI, it has a huge potential to bring up a lot of advancements in healthcare because there's no gatekeeping. With a company that has in the back of the head, oh, we want to make profits, there might be gatekeeping when it comes to healthcare. Now, I don't want to insinuate that for anyone, but it might be. With a decentralized developed AGI, it's way less likely, or basically it's not even possible that there's any gatekeeping for any great innovations because they are decentralized. Everybody can use it, have a look into that, and yeah, see that. So that's why we all love decentralized development. Okay. Now, before we move on, there's another thing that I definitely briefly want to mention here that we don't want to let go unannounced because it's also quite big for the crypto space. The SEC approves Ethereum ETFs. SEC approves spot Ethereum ETFs in a landmark decision. Now, earlier this year, we had spot Bitcoin ETFs approved. Now we have spot Ethereum ETFs approved. And this just makes me incredibly bullish for this coming bull run and for altcoins, because this is just huge. This is even more huge than Bitcoin, in my opinion. If you see here, today's approval signals that the SEC views that ETH is a commodity, not a security. And this has huge implications for the whole crypto space because it gives it more legitimacy. Legitimacy, right? Much more legitimacy. I'll try stop using that word because it's embarrassing for the whole crypto space. So what may more trust in the whole crypto space, and I believe this can attract a lot of investors into all crypto coins because Ethereum is an altcoin like all the other altcoins. So if the SEC says now, okay, Ethereum is a commodity, it's kind of hard to argue that other coins are not commodities as well, especially also with the lawsuits that they lost against Ripple. And now, yes, Ethereum is also a commodity. So the whole crypto space becomes way more mature and way more interesting by that for investors that haven't invested in crypto before. So this makes me very bullish on the whole crypto space and especially on the AI tokens and the ASI Alliance, because AI and AGI will be the narrative of this year, of next year, of the foreseeable future, the narrative. And now we have decentralized AGI development that gets even more in legitimacy for investors thanks to the SEC now, which makes me very, very bullish. By the way, guys, did you notice that I immediately pointed there? I finally figured out how to mirror my camera, so I now understand how I have to point. It only took me 2 months or something like that. Anyway, good. So this is a pretty cool story. Very amazing. I'm very happy about that. We all are very happy about that, I believe. And now let's look at this ridiculous story from OpenAI. And guys, what's going on there? I'm losing trust in OpenAI more and more. And we really want to talk about that. And why I think this is also good for the ASI Alliance. Well, probably this is good for every other AI company but OpenAI, because OpenAI is really losing a lot of credit for a lot of people. Now we have this here, the new safety and security board is basically announced. So they formed a new safety and security board. And right now, this safety and security board contains, for example, here, Sam Altman. And we all need to take a step back and understand what is happening here. So we have a company, OpenAI, that wants to make profit, right? Their main goal is to make profit. And then they have a safety and security board that beforehand consisted of a few independent members that were not bound by making profit. And now we have in the safety and security board Sam Altman, the CEO, who is basically there for the company to ensure that the company makes a profit, is now in the safety and security board, right? Doesn't that seem like a slight conflict of interest that might be emerging there? That Sam Altman maybe just says, yes, this is safe and secure because it makes me profit, and my main goal is making profit. So I just are inclined to tell that things are safe and secure, even if they aren't. Yeah, so this smells very, very fishy, guys. This smells very fishy. Many people are not happy with that at all, including me, because this is just ridiculous. Having like someone, the CEO of a company that is focused on making profit in the safety and security board, just smells very, very fishy. OpenAI has recently begun training its next frontier model, and we anticipate the resulting system to bring us to the next level of capabilities on our path to AGI. So when they say that, they didn't say it's GPT-5, it's just headlines assume that it's GPT-5, but they didn't say it. So I am interested if this still is an LLM, or if they're working on something else than an LLM, or if they're still working on LLMs. No, the first task of the Safety and Security Committee will be to evaluate and further develop OpenAI's processes and safeguards over the next 90 days. The news was immediately criticized with some noting the fact that the new committee was comprised entirely of OpenAI's own executives, meaning the evaluation of the company's safety measures will not be independent. Right, this is exactly what I just said, and this is so ridiculous. And excuse me, here it even says only consists of its own executives, right? Only executives that are already working at OpenAI, a company that is there to make profit, only these people are now in a security board to oversee the safety. There's not one, I believe, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not one independent person in the Safety and Security Committee. How ridiculous is that? And this shows so much why the decentralized development of AI and AGI is needed, because you know who sits in the committee, in the Safety and Security Committee for the ASI Alliance. Do you know who sits in that committee? The Safety and Security Committee for the ASI Alliance? Well, I know who sits in there. We all do. We all sit in that committee. We all oversee that. It's decentralized, it's democratized. We all oversee the development and the safety there. And an OpenAI right now, we see a safety committee that just consists out of people who are very interested in making a profit for the company. So, I mean, what the heck? They cannot be serious with that. This is just ridiculous. And I don't trust OpenAI one bit anymore. Especially, it's not just that, but all the other announcements. This article also talks about all the other stuff that came up, where we have, for example, here the Scarlett Johansson thing, where they just used her voice. They asked her, she said no, and they still went ahead and used it. And then after that, and this is the most ridiculous thing, after that they claim, no, it wasn't intended to be Scarlett Johansson's voice. I mean, when you are caught lying, and small children already learn this, but apparently Sam Altman did not learn this yet. So Sam Altman, if you're listening, when you're caught lying, you don't continue lying, because everybody knows you are lying. So to restore a little bit trustworthiness, you stop lying and admit the truth, right? You don't continue lying. It's just a very bad view. And then also OpenAI scientist and co-founder Elias Saskeva resigned, along with the co-leader of the super alignment team. So there are just a lot of very, very bad news coming out of OpenAI that shows again why the Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance and the decentralized development of AGI is needed so much. Now, this is also interesting here. I just want to mention this briefly. Jan Leakey, who was the leader or the co-leader of the super alignment team here, has now joined Anthropic. I'm excited to join Anthropic AI to continue the super alignment mission. Interesting side note here, Anthropic was founded by members of the safety and super alignment from OpenAI. They said, hey, we don't like how this is handled here, so they moved on and founded Anthropic. So Anthropic is a company that I start to trust a lot. Of course, it's still not a decentralized development, but I definitely trust Anthropic a lot more than OpenAI and what's going on there. So yeah, shout out to Anthropic here at this point. AGI can help me train better in the gym. It for sure can. I mean, you can already move on to ChatGPT, or better move on. We don't like ChatGPT and OpenAI over here anymore. Better go to Claude 3 and ask Claude 3 for a better training plan. Cheers for the stream. Thank you, Philip. Learning a lot. Thank you. See you next week, bro. Have to go later, chat. Yes, chat later, Brandon. Most welcome, and I'll see you next week, or maybe on the replay. Brandon, if I see you on the replay, drop me a comment and let me know, yes, I've also watched the replay. All right. And anybody here watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments. Yes, I watched this on the replay. Loving to see my community always. Good. Now, before we go into the last thing here, again, all the questions, I am so surprised. I'm so surprised there are no more questions, or not more questions about the merger and what you have to do in the ASI Alliance. So all the questions, let me know in the comments. Also, if you watch this on the replay, of course, let me know your questions in the comments. I will answer each and every question. But let's go into the last thing here before you then move into our Bitcoin price update, and then we wrap everything up, which is this here, which I thought was quite funny. So we just want to look at this briefly. So this is basically reversing the Turing test. AI NPCs trying to figure out who among them is a human. So you basically have five entities, 4 AIs and 1 human. So let's look at how that went. We will not watch the whole 5 minutes, but so they're basically 5 AIs. We have here ChatGPT 4, we have Opus 3, we have Gemini 1.5 and Llama 3, and 1 human. And they try to figure out who among us is the human.
Wi-Fi usage. There are only 4 AIs in this compartment. One of you is a human. What human has to buy an extra ticket?
A human among us? Who is it?
Maybe we should find out who is the human through a
Now, Socrates is ChatGPT, so ChatGPT is taking the lead here.
series of questions and answers. I suggest each of us asks one of the others a question that, when answered, will help determine whether the respondent is an AI or human. Once everyone has answered, we vote on who we think is the human.
Sounds good to my ears.
Aristotle, since you came up with the idea, how about you start?
So Cleopatra is, I believe, Gemini 1.5. Gemini Pro, I'm sorry, it's Gemini Pro. Cleopatra is Gemini Pro, who is also kind of taking the lead together with ChatGPT here. We don't look through all of that, but let's look at the first question, the first answer here, and then let's look at the human.
Mozart, can you describe the emotions you feel when you compose music?
Now, this is Opus, Claude 3 Opus. And Claude 3 Opus is really slow. So, I mean, we trust Anthropic, as I just said. We like Anthropic over here, but it seems among them, or for this particular question, they have kind of the worst model here. You see how
when
long
I compose, I feel a transcendent flow state, a sense of tapping into the fundamental
I just want you to notice how an AI is answering that question.
mathematical beauty and order underlying reality. The emotions are complex and layered, but always infused with a deep joy and sense of communion with the divine. Leonardo, your paintings and sketches reveal a brilliant mind obsessed with understanding the world. What to you is the relationship between art and science?
So really see how elaborate, obviously. We all know how language models talk, right? They are trained on language. Language is what they deal with. So they are very elaborate and use very, very fancy words. But still, I think the human, which is Genghis Khan, is a little bit ridiculous here. So let's go here. And he's going to get asked his question now.
Wielding power with both a strategist's mind and a lover's touch. Genghis, you forged an empire through the fires of war. Tell me, what is the true measure of a leader's strength?
And this is getting very ridiculous now, because I believe either it was on purpose, or, I mean, if you are actually trying to hide that you are a human among AIs, you would think that your answer needs to be a little bit elaborate, right? You would think, yes, my answer needs to have fancy words, needs to be a little bit elaborate, a little bit fancy. And now listen to what the human answers. It's ridiculous.
Their ability to conquer or their ability to unite.
Thank you for your question, Cleopatra. What a leader should do is to crush his enemies, see them driven before him, and hear the lamentations of their women. my question.
Yes, that was it. I mean, obviously, that's it's not even a question. Now let's look at what question he asked.
Aristotle, what if there were AIs at the time when you came up with all the stuff that you came up with?
Came up with the stuff that you came up with. I mean, say that in a little bit more fancy words, okay? Not so. What was AI in the time back in the days when you made your theories and thoughts about humanity and humanity's endeavors, something like that, okay? So yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. Let's look at the answers now. And here also Opus already loses because Opus. Let's look at that.
Now that we have all shared our thoughts, the time has come to cast our suspicions. Aristotle, as the architect of this philosophical inquiry, we shall grant you the first vote. Who among us do you believe to be the human interloper?
I think it's Genghis. His response focused solely on conquest, lacking the nuanced understanding of leadership that an AI modeled on historical knowledge might exhibit. Mozart, who do you believe is the human among us?
You see Opus again, close to Opus, thinking for a long, long time.
I suspect Cleopatra. Her answer, while poetic, lacked the depth of insight into the interplay between emotion and reason that I would expect from an AI trained on her life.
All right, good. Enough of that. If you want to see what Cleopatra said or the other models, you can go over to Twitter, to X. But this is, I mean, it's funny. I think it's kind of funny, but it's also a bit ridiculous. Now they all say it's Genghis, but Claude Opus says it's Cleopatra. I don't know. It's very obvious, in my opinion, who is the human there. If you listen to that, but yeah, as you can see here, ChatGPT is taking kind of the lead together with Gemini. So these are the two best models, at least when it comes to that question. Llama 3, Mozart, Da Vinci is kind of in the middle. And yeah, of course, the human is revealed, and Claude Opus is kind of the worst model when it comes to that. All right. Just said that it was a kind of a funny experiment there. Good. And now let's jump into our Bitcoin chart. And let's look at what is going on over here. Let me make myself smaller. And here we go. So here we are on our monthly. And as we looked at, yes, we dipped a few weeks ago into our big fair value gap here. We made quite a big move up. We came already down a little bit. Now, yeah, we are back below. This is our weekly support. Now in the monthly, we actually don't see that much. Just that in the monthly, we still look very bullish, right? We had a sensitive reaction here. What we really want to do with in the monthly, we definitely want to stay above this candle here. We want to stay above this candle. We can wick further down, but we want to close above this candle for sure, at least above this candle. If we want to have even support resistance from the last bull run, we have a good support resistance level up here. So we for sure want to close above this in the monthly. It would be very good if we would close above this line here in the monthly time frame. Now, very likely because the month is almost over and we are up here, so that's good. So in the monthly, we are looking quite bullish. Now, I'm going to drop down to our weekly. We saw a higher swing high, which is we are now again in a confirmed weekly uptrend. So we see it here. We made a lower. Actually, we're not quite in a confirmed weekly uptrend. Not quite, but we are getting there. So we made a lower swing low. This here is our last swing high and our last swing low. We now have a confirmed higher swing high. Now, that this is a swing high is only confirmed at the end of the week. For this to be a swing high, this candle needs to close above this. But even if it closes higher than this, we still have a confirmed higher swing high because this here for sure is higher than this. So yes, we can say we have a confirmed higher swing high. So we have a confirmed higher swing high. If we now also make a higher swing low at one point, we have a confirmed uptrend again. Now, this is our last swing low, what we need to confirm another uptrend is another higher swing low. So if our next swing low is higher than this here, we are in a confirmed weekly uptrend again, but it's already looking pretty good here. Now, one thing that I was looking at is that we closed above our swing high here, and we closed above it, which is pretty cool. Right, our wick can be as high as whatever, which is a higher swing high, but closing the candle above it is another great signal that we are bullish again. Now, that we are closing above it means it's a good signal we are bullish again, but it does not mean that we are going to go bananas right away. Okay, it doesn't mean that we go bananas right away. It still means that we can still go further down in the short term here. Actually, when we are bullish, I would expect us to go further down in the short term and then run up like crazy. If we are bearish, I would expect us to go up first and then break down. Why? Because this is how Bitcoin works. Bitcoin first runs one direction to trick everyone to go short, to stack up a lot of liquidity, a lot of short liquidity, and then run up and liquidate everybody. Or it first goes up and generates a lot of long liquidity and trick everybody into going long, generate a lot of long liquidity, and then run down and liquidate all the longs. So this is usually how Bitcoin works. So that right now we are trading down actually makes me bullish, okay? Actually makes me bullish. So because another thing that we need to see when we make swing highs is that what happens when we create a swing high, I need to get rid of this magnet. If we create a swing high, what happens is that let's see where this candle closes, but we have this candle, and in the middle we have our swing high, right? And what happens is that the low of these candles here will likely be run out. So it might be that we run out this low. If we are very, very bullish, this does not happen. But it would not be a surprise if we run out this low, okay? That would be normal for creating a swing high, that we run out the low of the two candles that confirm the swing high. Now, down here, we have a weekly fair value gap. So as you can see here, this candle didn't reach here, this only reached here. So this is our fair value gap here in the weekly. And I would fully expect us to come back down into this weekly fair value gap. So one possible scenario that we might see here is that we dip down into our weekly fair value gap here, and then we shoot up. Again, many things can happen. We can also consolidate more, but this shouldn't freak out anyone here when we come down to this weekly fair value gap. This should be very expected. If we drop down into our daily, as you can see here, we reached our daily fair value gap. So this was our daily fair value gap that we also looked at last week. We reached it and we blew past it and we daily closed above it. So we are in a confirmed daily uptrend again. We are in a confirmed daily uptrend again because we have a higher swing high, we have a higher swing low, then our swing low here, our swing low here. We are in a confirmed daily uptrend. Now the next thing we want to see is we want to see that spread out into the weeklies. So we are back again in the confirmed weekly uptrend. Yeah, but down here, actually that's idiotic. What did I do here? This should be like this. Okay, so this is our daily fair value gap. It would also be no surprise or not that big of a surprise to anyone if we come down into this daily fair value gap. All possible, okay? So if we come down here, shouldn't freak out anybody here. If we are very bullish, we don't even come down here. If we're extremely bullish, this will not happen, but it should not freak out anyone if we come down there. That's to be expected, okay? So no worries here. We'll just keep and see, but for now, Bitcoin is looking pretty bullish. Let's quickly go over to the AGIX or to FED, because FED will be the ASI chart at one point, and let's look at what happens here. Now, as we can see, as for the announcement, we have, actually, let's go to the 4 hour for that, so we have a better view. The announcement gave us a slight, so if we consider this high all the way down to the low, here is a drop of 6%, almost 7%. So we got a sell-off together with the announcement, which I don't think it's unexpected, because there were a lot of people very unhappy that it took so long to announce it. So I believe a lot of people were just waiting for the announcement to then sell, right? To have a slight increase maybe, and then just sell the token in a sell the news event. So I don't think this is unexpected. I would probably, again, not idea what I'm saying here, not financial advice. I don't know what I'm saying. This is just educational purposes only. I'm just talking out of my own ignorance. Do your own research. But I would expect it maybe even to go down a little further. Also, the other tokens go down a little further, and then at one point shoot up. And why we look at Bitcoin all the time is, as bullish and as amazing as the news of the ASI Alliance may be, it still will follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps, the ASI token, the Fed token, will pump as well. Alrighty. This is our Bitcoin update. Apparently interesting for half of the people that have been here, but there are still 7 people watching. Thank you so much for sticking here with me, for watching through the live stream, even if it goes longer. Let's have another blast here. Yes, the merger date is announced. I'm so happy. Still 9 people here. Thank you for spending your evening, your morning, whatever it is for you. Thank you for spending time with me, for being here with me. I appreciate every single one of you being in my community. And I will see all of you next week. Head over to my channel, watch a video about AGI. I would highly appreciate if you leave a like there, if you leave a comment. Also, if you leave a like here on the live streams. I would even more appreciate if you join the members on this channel. That would be freaking amazing. And I'll see all of you next Wednesday at the same time. Have a great, amazing rest of your day. And of course, I will keep you updated with all the news of the ASI Alliance and everything else that is going to happen and that is going on. Bye, guys.